You know, that sucks, because I already have this card. Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today this isn't this, honestly, garbage cards. None of these are good. None of these are good. Anyway, so that's gonna do it for this video. So like, comment, subscribe. Anyway, in this video I got a few things to say. So first of all, it's gonna be a little bit harder to understand me. I got something with my teeth, so you know, it's gonna be a little bit harder to understand me in this video. You could probably already hear my difference in speech. I'll try to not sound like this as much as possible. The S's are hard, as you can tell. S's are hard right now, but I am very excited to show you this video. Now, my device was at 100%, and I had it on for probably about 20 seconds, and now it's at 20%, so I don't really know what the bull crap is, but, you know, that's just how it is. But basically, if we roll 3 numbers that are higher, 4 to 6, that was a 6, I didn't get it on camera. There's a 5, we're almost there, boys. Oh, and we got a 4, alright, yeah, alright, so I have to show you now, because if I landed just one different number, I was not able to show you. But anyway, this is kind of like the Christmas special, I guess, because I had a plan for something. I was going to do like a pack opening, but I didn't really get to that. So I'm going to be doing this instead. I think this is like pretty crazy though, because this is something like very new, very different than all my previous videos. So if, you know, a lot of my other videos or whatever are, I guess, like the same, kind of similar. But this one's a lot different, because we're going to be getting into something completely new. And yeah, so I'm not like, I'm excited to show this, but I feel like I'm going to regret showing this, but I don't really know. But anyway, if you guys know from my previous videos, there was something that I brought up, you know, my side project, you know what I mean? Like, I was working on a project on the side, and I want to show you that project today in this video. And there is going to be many videos on this, because it's very big. It's not just like a small thing. But yeah. So with that being said, I think we should just get right into this. But alright, hold on. This, I planned this entire thing, but I completely forgot it now. So, first things first. This project is related to MatchBattlers, and that's why I have this. Again, it's going to be a little bit harder to understand me, so I'll try to speak as clear as I can. This project is related to MatchBattlers. Specifically, MatchBattlers classes. I should have brought down some of the player abilities. But yeah, MatchBattlers was my first, I would say, like, main TCG. You know, oh crap. You know, you have the dike, you got the dike, and then you rolled the dike. Ooh, meaty 10 base going in for the attacks. Who am I playing with? These guys. Oh, get your own slice. There we go. We got a solid, what, 10 plus 8, 18 power. That's so garbage, especially with a 4-point. But yeah, so that was MatchBattlers, right? And then these were MatchBattlers classes, where we had these classes and everything. And here's a new one, Corruptor. Well, here's the thing. This, I'm just going to say, got completely remastered and re-updated in this new project I'm going to be showing you. Now, this is pretty big. Now, there's like kind of like a history of the reason why I even made this side project. There's also a reason why I don't want to show you this, but I am, because Christmas special, and let's switch it up on my channel, you know what I mean? So, first things first, let me just get some cards to show you. Feast your eyes. So you're going to be looking at these cards for a little bit. You don't really know what these are. I will explain. Now, I actually remade this part of the video like 2 times already. I do not know how I want to express this, because I feel like this is like the grand reveal. This is the first impression. I want to make it good. So, I'm just going to say this overall basicness right here, right? So, I think I have to go over the history now. I don't really know. But this game, this new side project I've been working on, is basically the final evolution of MatchBattlers. That's overall pretty much like what it is. Because if you know, there was first MatchBattlers Standard, which went on many different updates, many different additions, and things that were taken out and all that, right? There's a lot of that. And then I finally finished it or reached a point where I was happy about it. And then I decided to make a second kind of like game mode called MatchBattlers Classes, which introduced treasuries and this, but they were completely different games. But each of them lacked so much that, like, basically it was potential that I don't really think was brought to the fullest. Because in MatchBattlers Standard, the one that you guys know, you have like 3 battlers, then the player abilities, the ones I did pack openings on. Yeah, or the most pack openings, I should say. That game, that MatchBattlers, right? That one, I think, had so much potential that kind of was like not used fully, because first of all, I feel like it was very repetitive. You would roll the combat, which I already think alone is a little bit dicey. See what I did there? But you know what I mean? Because you gotta roll 3 dice, and then you gotta, like, re-roll the 3 dice. It's really not that hard, but, like, when you do it 3 times a turn, especially for each player, and if you attack, then it kind of gets a little annoying, you know what I mean? It gets very repetitive. I think I said that. So, there's that. And, of course, the game was just super straightforward. You just fight with your battlers, and you have some spells to help you. That's pretty much the concept of the game, though. It was supposed to be simple, so, it passed, you know what I mean? But the overall combat mechanic and the idea of the game, I feel like could be brought to a much more mature, I don't know where I'm going with this, but basically a much more defined game, you know what I mean? Much more defined. We can chisel it down a little bit more, you know what I mean? So, that's what this side project is. Basically, this is the final evolution of MatchBattlers, specifically continuing off MatchBattlers Classes. Not Standard, just the second game mode I added called Classes. That's the hardest word to say for me right now. Classes, that's so hard. Anyway, that's basically what this side project is. Now, I know you might be thinking, like, whoa. There's probably multiple questions you're thinking. First, you're probably thinking, like, wait, is this just like a remake of MatchBattlers, but just like little improvements? No, not at all. It has the same combat mechanic. It's basically just MatchBattlers took it in and then just upgraded Oblivion. Because I'm telling you, this game, and I'm not even like finished with it yet, and it's already better than both of the MatchBattlers combined. I'm telling you right now. Just by testing it, the amount of times that I did and all that crap, it's better. I can just say that. It's so much better. It brings so much more to the table. That's kind of funny to say because this is a tabletop card game now, which MatchBattlers does fit better. Hopefully I explained the history before this. So yeah, MatchBattlers fits better and more in a tabletop card game, and this brings everything to the table that MatchBattlers could have once been. So, the truth is, MatchBattlers is going to stop receiving updates unless there's like some stuff I forgot, then I'll probably do that. Instead, it is going to be transferred and kind of turned into this. Now, MatchBattlers, all the characters, all the crap, or mainly the characters, because, these characters are amazing. They're not going to be forgotten. They're not going to be out of this. I have a plan for them. It's super simple. But, yeah. So, the thing about this game, it's a lot more different because it's not a trading card game. I should have brought it down, but I don't have it with me. But a deck of playing cards? Like, you and multiple other players can play with that single deck. That's what this game is. You're able to just have one deck, and you, up to 4 players, can play the full game with one deck. So, I think that's pretty cool. And that's how I think MatchBattlers fit more, just because the whole entire main concept, the combat is like most of the game. It's mostly luck-based, and it kind of just fits more of that category. So there's that. But yeah, this game, it brings a lot more though. Like in MatchBattlers, you had, you know, the battlers, and then they would roll for combat. You had some player abilities, some spells, the little battler effects thing or whatever. And then, yeah, you know, that's pretty much it. Then you would kind of just continue back and forth. It was still fun though. But this game, it brings in a lot more. It doesn't bring in like a whole ton of new cards. I'm not saying it's like, you know, this entirely new, absolutely insane thing. I mean, it is, but it kind of just like upgrades the things that are like already there, and then it adds in just a few more. Now, one thing, basically just to explain what I'm saying, is if you look at these battlers, these are pretty much all the exact same. They're all 4 points, and that's pretty much all you need to know. Because Tyrant is pretty much the same as Nightmare. Yeah, he has different of these numbers, but that's the attack dice roll number. That's dice roll. So it's pretty much the same thing. That was like a huge issue. Oh my god. That was a huge issue with MatchBattlers is... hopefully you guys can understand what I'm saying. Is every battler was like the same, and it was just kind of lame. You know what I mean? Now there's a huge improvement on that in this game, and I'm just gonna spoil it. I'm just gonna spoil it right here. It's because here is one of the character cards in Harness. Did I tell you this game's called Harness? This game's called Harness. So, boom. And you can already see it. They finally have abilities. They all have their own special ability. Don't worry about these numbers over here. Now, this might be thinking, like, how is this crazy? Well, it's because, like, you know, and every other card game has creatures with abilities. That's not special at all. Yeah, no, it's not. But when you had this game for almost 3 years and there wasn't a single creature with a special ability, then this is pretty new. Then this is big, okay? This is pretty big. Because the creatures, the battlers, finally have their own abilities. They all have their own special effects. They still have the dice roll stuff, of course, and it is changed format because of this. But yeah, this is what the character card looks like. Now, these aren't 100% finished. I do have to do the digital stuff for them. But yeah, this is basically what the character cards look like. And then there's this other card that you can see up here, there, here. These are known as harnesses because this is harness themed. I'm not going to say that though because, well, one, it's hard for me to say. So I'm just going to call these kind of like the equipments. So yeah, we have the surgical buster here. And actually, as you can see, it's pretty much just a class. That's pretty much all it is. It has the stat gain. Instead of the health, it has this rank. The surgical buster here is competitive. And this is the effect, and it actually has an art now, and then this is the effect. And it has a cost, and it has these numbers. Now, the classes, you would just have a character, then you would just kind of equip a class, and you would have it for the entire game, and then boom, you would fight. In this game, in Harness, oh my god, it's so much better. Entirely different. And it is so much more improved. Because let me tell you, I would have Colton Vukuma. Which he's my favorite character at the moment. Maybe besides Iris. Yeah, she's in the game. I'll get to it in a second, don't you worry. And I have testing cards, so we're just going to be looking at these lame white ones. Sorry for that. But anyway, in this game, you can do this. You can do what I'm about to show you. You can equip the Surgical Buster, not only providing stat gain, but also a unique ability. You can also equip the Band of Regeneration, not only increasing stats, but also having a new ability. You can also include a third equipment onto your character for more stat gain and more abilities. Holy moly, and if they all synergize together and synergize with his special effect, then you have some powerful battlers. It's crazy. So unlike the other MatchBattlers, unlike Standard, which you can only give them the little battler effects, plus 4 attack, plus 4 defense, you know what I mean? And unlike MatchBattlers classes, where you just had these limited abilities, this limited health, and limited stat gain, and you didn't really have much of a choice, you just automatically had this. In this game, in Harness, you can have whatever you want. You can just equip with anything. I have a bunch of more here. You can equip this. You can equip the Gurkop's Kraken Change. You can equip the Spirit Daggers, the Mummified Spear. You look through these. That's why they have cost. You know what I mean? If I'm chilling with my Colton Vukuma and I'm like, I need me powerful sword, then I'm going to be looking through, I'm going to be drawing the goodness. I'm going to equip the Surgical Buster. And then if I wanted more, well, let's say I wanted to be that guy. And I wanted something that added decent stat gain and healing to complete my build, my class, my strategy. Spirit Daggers, it's perfect, it's perfect. If I wanted something that limited my opponents, such as the Gurkop's Kraken Chain, you don't really know what these things do, but just listen to what I'm saying. It's got good stat gain, it's got an amazing ability. It is a bit expensive, but it's fine. I'll save up enough of the currency and I'll purchase it. Boom. Now my character is complete. Oh, wait, what was that? I don't want this one anymore? It's fine. I can replace it. Blood Sugar will do well. Boom. This game, hopefully that explains it well. That was probably such a bad explanation. But basically, yeah. Battlers are so much more than just creatures fighting now. There's so much more added. There's equipments, and you can equip tons of them. You can equip, well, no, you can't equip tons of them. You can only equip 3 onto one character, which you only have one character. You don't have more than one. Don't go crazy. So, yeah, you have one character, but you can equip 3 equipments, which are practically classes you're just adding onto your guy, because they all have effects and all that garbage. But there's also more to them. Like, just in case you understand this. This costs 5 SP, which stands for skill points. So this costs 5 skill points. So it's not expensive. It's like the medium. My foot's falling asleep. It's like the medium. But yeah. Then it gains you 5 attack whenever you're attacking, and then it also gives you 1 defense. So it's more of a attack gaining one. Its dice roll numbers to actually activate the effect. This one isn't really a very good one to do, but is 1 through 6. So the Surgical Buster here, this really isn't a good one to do. Hold on, let me get another one. Alright, let's just look at this one up here. So you see this card right here, the Blood Sugar. Up here, it has a number 1 and 5. That means during the attack dice roll number, when you roll the 3 dice to land your character's attacks, if any of those dice also not only land on the character's attacks, but if they also land on the numbers that are in this box, then you get to activate the ability. So it's not like you're guaranteed the ability every single turn. This is what kind of differs the strengths between them. For example, Blood Sugar here is you need to land on either 1 or 5. If you land on any of these with any of the 3 dice, then you can activate the Blood Sugar's ability. This guy, which you might be a little confused why it's a character that's also an equip, I'll get to in a little bit. This guy, when you equip him, you have to get 1... Oh, you can't really see that. You have to get 1 and 6, because it says 1 plus 6. On the digital, it's going to say 1 and then like the and symbol, so you would understand a little bit more. But yeah, 1 and 6. So that means that, if I roll my dice, I don't really need to explain this, you probably understand. That would get them. This would not. Because I need 1 and 6. And then you would activate his ability. So it kind of, a lot more variety in this game compared to the other MatchBattlers games. So you can have like very, very powerful equipments. And you can have very powerful character abilities because they can have a ton of restrictions. They can cost things. They can have turn cooldowns. They can affect themselves, you know what I mean? They can affect your equipments. There's just so much more variety in this game compared to the other MatchBattlers, which was super lacking. The other MatchBattlers were lacking variety. To kind of just show you some other characters here. We actually have the main character of Harness, Deeg Snook. Yeah, so his thing is Focused Fury. So there's his effect and everything. Everything here is probably not like 100%. I think Colton actually adds 9 power because the balance changes when I was testing. Also, these don't cost anything. These are free. They originally did, but I got rid of that. So the special effects don't cost any skill points now, unless it's like very powerful. Then that's a restriction. So you know what I'm saying. But yeah, so Colton here. Yeah, you got his effect, Overdrive, and then you have Deeg with Focused Fury. There's other character here, Mindy Flint. She has Keen Phantom, and you have this other guy, Chris Convoy, and he has Worshipping Summon. His ability is actually completely different, and her ability is kind of broken. So, yeah, and then there's a lot more other characters. Like I showed earlier, you know, Iris is actually in the game. She's not, but she is. It's kind of weird, but her thing is called the Extracting Enthrall. Very cool name. Very nice card. So, actually, I sleeved this one because this was my main, but I think I'm going to main Colton now. But basically, that I think is going to do it for this video. This is just part 1. I'll explain more in part 2. I'll explain the rest of this game, but comment below what you guys think. I'm just hoping I kind of gave off like a good first impression of it. Actually, hold on, let me show you the rest of the cards. So we have these guys, which you've already seen for like an hour. Then we have these this axe up here called Halberd of the Harvest. I know what it does, I just didn't put it down. Blood Sugar. We have Lantern Cerberus. I'll get to lanterns in the next video. That explains the characters being equipments. And then we have this guy down here, which is actually a remake. I actually remade some of these cards already because I didn't really like the way they came out. But this is basically what he looks like. And then there's the remake next to him. So like, he actually has like a chin in this one. Doesn't look like, you know, he got punched and lost his jaw. Yeah, that's Jacques Gurkop. Then we have Valerie Feynman here, which this is also a remake. I don't have the card with me. And then this is Ariana Kiropine, which is also another remake. And this is actually a really cool character. So, and then of course I also have like a bunch of other cards, so like, you know, it's all fine. It's all good. I'll show these in the other video. But anyway, that's going to do it for this one. So like, comment, and subscribe to see more. I will probably be posting the second part of this video or whatever. Maybe right after this one, I'm not really too sure. But yeah, that's good.